Hey everybody, thanks for joining Lunch Breaks with John. I'm John, your host, and today I'm going to be talking about some unpopular opinions. Now, I'm sure that you've all heard the saying that opinions are like armpits. Everybody has them and they all stink. So it doesn't really matter what your opinion is on these issues, they're just opinions. But these opinions that I have, they're not the most popular. Usually whenever I bring up one of these opinions in conversation with friends or coworkers or anything like that, or family, there's usually at least someone who's going to disagree with me on these. But anyway, I just thought that this would be something fun to do, something a little bit different, and just something kind of funny. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. And kind of like usual, I'm just going to do a little bit of a recap of my weekend and everything. My wife and I actually went and saw the movie Venom 2, There Be Carnage. And guys, I will just say that if you're any kind of Marvel fan, if you're into the MCU movies or you're into the Marvel universe, I would definitely recommend watching that movie. I wouldn't say it was like maybe not a 9 out of 10, but it was definitely a very good movie. You should definitely watch it. And I'll try not to spoil it for you, but there is an after credits scene or a post credits scene. And well, I feel like I can't really say much about it without giving it away. So I'll just recommend go watch it. I may talk about it in a couple weeks, but I don't want to say it right now since the movie just came out and some of you maybe haven't had the chance to see it yet. So go watch it, and then here soon I may talk about it and see what your guys' thoughts are on it and give my thoughts about it and everything. But it was a very good movie. I definitely enjoyed it. The Venom that Tom Hardy portrays, I will just say it's a lot better than what we saw in Spider-Man 3 in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, which I did like those movies. I really like the Spider-Man movies by Tobey Maguire. I like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man as well, as I've talked about before on one of these episodes. But Venom is just portrayed much better in these movies, in my opinion. And I'm looking forward to see where it may go in the future. Anyway, and besides that, my wife and I have been thinking about going camping recently just because the weather's starting to get a little bit cooler and everything like that. But we're planning on going this weekend, and I'm hoping that the weather cools down a little bit more than what it's anticipating right now. It's looking like it's going to be probably in the upper 80s Saturday and Sunday, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit cooler. Maybe the weather will change by then, but we're planning on going camping, so looking forward to that. I might share some pictures or video or something on a future episode, I'm not sure, but I definitely do plan on taking some pictures and things like that when we're out there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the meat of this episode, which is about some unpopular opinions that I have. So the first one that I want to talk about, guys, this is probably one of the most unpopular opinions just I don't know about in the world, but definitely in America. And it's the opinion that pineapple does, in fact, go on pizza. Now, I know there's probably a lot of you that are thinking right now, like, you couldn't be any more wrong on that. And that's okay. That's your opinion. But the correct opinion is that pineapple does, in fact, belong on pizza. So it's the truth. And I'm sorry if you can't accept that, then there's no hope for you. No, I'm just kidding. But if you haven't tried pineapple on pizza, I definitely recommend you at least give it a shot. Actually, on the topic of pineapple on pizza, so when my wife and I went to Illinois on our vacation, we actually went over to a pizza restaurant called Mellow Mushroom, and we do have one here pretty locally too, but I tried a pizza there that was like a tropical Hawaiian type pizza or something, and it had ham, jalapenos, and pineapple on it. I think I actually requested them to take the jalapenos off, but they put it on anyway, and I just didn't send it back because I'm not typically the type of person to do that unless it's like something that I just can't eat. But I actually tried it with the jalapenos on it, and it was actually pretty decent. Gotta say that was a pretty good combination, so I may be trying that in the future. But yeah, at least try it with ham and pineapple, and if you're a little more adventurous, go ahead and add those jalapenos on there too. You might be surprised, just like I was, at how good it actually is. Alright, unpopular opinion number 2. Candy corn is actually decent. It seems like over the past few years, maybe the past 5 or 10 years on the internet, it's become almost a unanimous consensus that candy corn is not a good candy, or that it's just gross. But I actually like candy corn. Now, I won't say that it's like in my top 10 favorite candies or anything like that. I mean, it's not something that I eat every year around Halloween or in the fall, because I know it's a popular candy for this time of year. But if there's ever a bowl of candy corn sitting in front of me you can rest assured that I will be grabbing some of those and eating them because they are pretty good. So yeah, that's my second unpopular opinion. You can attack me in the comments if you want to. All right, now I know this opinion is probably going to get a lot of hate, but my third unpopular opinion is that the Star Wars prequels, being the episodes 1, 2, and 3, were better than the original episodes of 4, 5, and 6. All right, it's time for me to brace for impact. I know a lot of you are probably going to be shooting your arrows at me and stuff for that, but just honestly, I think that the prequels are better movies. I'm not saying anything wrong with the original movies. They had great stories, they had great actors, and very impressive visual effects and special effects for the time with the technology that they had back then not being as advanced and everything. So I love all of the Star Wars movies. I'm not saying that they weren't good, but just in my opinion, I feel like the story and the acting and the visual effects and everything of the prequel movies, I just think it trumps the originals just a little bit. So there's my opinion on that. You can take it or leave it. I know some of you probably do agree with me, but probably most of you don't. So there's that. The fourth unpopular opinion that I have is that instant mashed potatoes are actually better than real ones. This opinion of mine drives my wife crazy because I think she just doesn't understand how someone could like that. And I guess maybe it comes from real potatoes or something like that. Sorry, the lighting is kind of messing with my face a little bit on the screen. But yeah, I don't know why I like instant mashed potatoes better. I mean, one of the things that's better about them is just that they're so much easier to cook. Regular mashed potatoes can take, it seems like, over an hour to cook. And with instant mashed potatoes, you can just stick them in the microwave and have it done in 5 minutes. So, and to me, they honestly taste just as good, if not better, than real mashed potatoes. Unless, I will say that, like, my mom is really good at making homemade mashed potatoes, and when she makes them, it's hard to beat that. But just in general, I prefer instant mashed potatoes over homemade ones. I can't tell you exactly why, but I think it might be a texture thing or something like that. I don't know. I just like them better. I think that KFC's mashed potatoes are instant. Those are actually some of my favorite mashed potatoes and gravy in the whole world, and I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on that as well, but there it is. I've spoken. Unpopular opinion number 5 that I have is that clear and warm weather is overrated. And here is why. I actually prefer rainy days and like overcast days and things like that. First of all, I have sensitive eyes that are very sensitive to sunlight. That's why if I'm ever outdoors or if I'm driving and things like that, which right now I'm parked in the shade, so I don't need to wear sunglasses. But normally I'll always be wearing sunglasses when I'm driving or when I'm in my car or if I'm walking outside or anything like that, just because my eyes are really sensitive to sunlight. Even if the sun isn't directly out, but it's just really bright outside, I'll still be squinting. And I think I even have some sort of like allergic reaction to it sometimes, because like I'll walk outside and it'll be really bright and then I'll just start sneezing in the sunlight. And that might be why I think that sunny days are overrated. But I also just love rain and thunderstorms and overcast skies and like dark clouds. For some reason, I know most people, it makes them gloomy and brings on feelings of depression or stuff like that, but it does the opposite for me. I don't know why, but it just always makes me feel more relaxed and comfortable. And also it just seems like being cool is definitely more preferable than being hot. Just my opinion. I know that a lot of people disagree with me on that, but I feel like cool weather is definitely better. And then my last one I have, unpopular opinion number 6, is that cats are better than dogs. Yes, I said it. Cats are better than dogs. We have a cat. We don't have a dog. My wife wants to get a dog, and I actually kind of want to get a dog too. I'm not going to lie. I've never owned one myself. I think one of my brothers has owned a dog before. We've had some dogs that would wander around and kind of stay around our houses and stuff like that in the past. But I've never personally owned a dog, and I would like to own one eventually. But just in my opinion, cats are better than dogs. I mean, first of all, they're more independent. If they're litter box trained. You don't have to take them outside every morning and evening to let them go to the bathroom. I won't say that cats never go to the bathroom on things inside and stuff like that. But usually, if they're trained, you won't have to worry about that kind of stuff as much. And if you want to like go out of town for the weekend or something, you can always just make sure they have a clean litter box. Make sure that their bowls of food and water are full. Maybe leave an extra bowl. At least with our cat, he's not a big eater. He doesn't eat like everything at once. So you don't have to worry about him eating it all at the same time and then not having the rest to eat for the rest of the time we're gone. because he's a pretty slow eater, so that's a good thing. So anyway, that's why I think cats are better. They're just more independent. They're not as needy. I mean, dogs are cute. Sometimes it's cute when they try to get attention and everything like that, but I just would rather have a cat that's not as needy. So anyway, that's been my unpopular opinions for this episode. If you'll share your unpopular opinions in the comments, I would definitely want to hear those, and comment where you disagree with me on my unpopular opinions. But anyway, be sure to like this video if you agreed with me on those unpopular opinions, or if you didn't agree, hit the dislike button. That's probably the first time I've said that on this channel, but go ahead and do that if you disagreed with most of my opinions on here. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And also remember, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at John's Lunch Break, or you can email me at johnslunchbreak@gmail.com. And when you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, be looking out for those posts. Sometimes I'll share something about a future episode, or I might share updates on if there's any delays and things like that, like we had on last week's episode. So just be sure to follow those so you can stay informed and stay updated on everything, and see if there's any new things that I'm adding or stuff like that. But I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you're enjoying some cooler weather, as I'm hoping that we're going to be having this weekend too, so we can enjoy some cool weather while we're camping. Anyway, that's it for today. So until next time, we'll see you on the next episode of Lunch Breaks with John.